Hello everybody, Kyle here. I just got out of seeing The Abyss in theaters and in its new 4K transfer. Now, as many of you know who are probably watching this video, The Abyss is about a bunch of deep sea divers and um, some military personnel that go underwater to excavate and look for a ship that sunk below after a mysterious disaster, and they have to find out what's down there, what caused it. Some think it could be Soviet, some think it could be um who knows, but I will try and do my best not to spoil it for those that haven't seen the movie. But the main two characters in the film, Bud, played by Ed Harris, and Lindsay, played by Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, are divorced, um, and they have to work together to find out what is underneath. Essentially, what is. Well, I can just spoil it, I guess. There are aliens under the sea. If you haven't seen this movie, so, spoiler alert: there are aliens in the abyss. But it's kind of hard to not spoil that without saying that in this review. But it is a really, really great film. I watched it, I think I want to say about a year ago, well, more than a year ago, when I was rewatching a bunch of Cameron's films in preparation for Avatar: The Way of Water. And that was one of the only, if not, I believe the only James Cameron film I had not seen. And I was blown away when I saw it. And I cannot tell you, though, if I saw the special edition or the theatrical version a year ago. I think I saw the special edition. I think I saw the theatrical version because there's a specific thing about a tidal wave in the special edition that I don't recall I saw. So we'll figure it out. I think I'll watch the theatrical version tomorrow to see. But I think this film is just incredible to watch in a theater because you're really immersed in that, water atmosphere. It is definitely one of those films that takes great advantage of the atmosphere and the environment. On the big screen, you feel like you are underwater. You feel like you are literally in this sub and in this small, you know, ship that, you can get claustrophobic at times. The characters get claustrophobic, and they also get very, very unhinged at times. So that is something that I think you also feel in the theater. But what I really took out of the 4K transfer was that, you can see all the details of the facial textures, the moles, like Mary Elizabeth, like she has like these moles in this movie that, like, I don't think you can pick up, especially on like a DVD. You know, The Abyss was not released on Blu-ray. It was not released through 1080p. So it's a film that, aside from maybe when you saw it in the cinema in 1989, it's a film that many people have not seen in full HD. And now in 4K, it's presented in just beautiful, in like colors, and the sequences when they are looking at the alien craft and they are looking at just underwater, whether it's cliffs or rocks, they really pop. Even the moments where you see like their clothes, especially when they get soaked, say like if rain drenches them, or of course if they are in the water and they come out of it, you see it just like clinging to them. You see, you really see these details that you wouldn't have seen on a DVD of The Abyss. The sound design is incredible in a theater. I was lucky enough, my theater I saw it on was like a Cinemark XD, so it was like very similar to an IMAX screen in a way, and I really got to see this giant presentation of the film. And I had like one of the best seat in the house, like right in the center, so I got to experience it the way it was intended. And I think for me, the one negative with this transfer is that some of the final shots in the special edition that showcase like the beaches, and even this one shot, it's this wide shot of the alien ship rising from the water. It doesn't look like it was it doesn't look like it was transferred that well, because it looks really blurry, it looks really fuzzy. It looks like it came, as one of my friends mentioned, like he says, it looks like it came ripped off of like a VHS or a bootleg copy. It just doesn't look as good as almost every other shot in this film. So that's the one negative. The final shots from the special edition at the end don't look as good as the rest of the movie, but the movie just looks incredible regardless. I wonder if they'll clean that up on a physical release coming out in March. I think for me, it's not my favorite James Cameron film, but I do think that it is really, really good. It's a very different James Cameron film. It isn't as action heavy as all of his other movies are. And I think what's really significant about this movie is that it is one of the most personal James Cameron movies, because he wrote this movie and he came up with this movie after he separated from his then wife, Gail Ann Hurd, who was a producer on this film. And she is essentially the main character, Lindsay, and he is Bud, and they have this like relationship where it's just so personal, I think, to James Cameron, the way that like you see like Bud has this respect for her even though she might get on his nerves and they don't see eye to eye, and their romance in this movie really is the heart of the film. There's this one scene where he throws the ring in the toilet, then he goes back to get it, and it's like one of my favorite scenes, because then his whole hand is like just completely covered in this disgusting black bluish goop, and he has that on his hand like the entire movie, just to show you like what this relationship has done to him, but what he's willing to do to keep it alive and keep it still going. And that's kind of like the entire point of the movie itself. So it's just really good. It's great science fiction, but also a really great film if you're looking for performances. Ed Harris, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Michael Biehn in one of his best performances, I feel. It's just really, really a remarkable film, and the visual effects by ILM are just stunning. I mean, it's like one of the first CGI characters put to screen, and I mean, it's a movie that you will never forget when you watch it. So definitely, if you were unable to watch the one night event they had tonight for it, check it out when it comes out on 4K in March. And yeah, The Abyss, it's just really good, and I think they did a really good job with the 4K transfer. I just wish that the final shots were cleaned up a bit better. But that's all I have to say. Let me know, what did you think? Did you guys see The Abyss tonight? Are you excited to see it on 4K when it comes out in March? Anyway, take care. Have a nice day. Bye.